Well, here we are then. We're at the Cornwall Channel studio, and with me today is Andy, and otherwise known to a lot of you as Harry Kazzam.
Hiya.
It's magic to have you here, mate.
Excellent. It's good to be here. Good to be here.
It's one of those, for those of you who don't know, Harry, tell them what you do.
I'm a children's entertainer and magician. That's basically it. I say children's entertainer. There's no age limit to being a child. It's just a case of if you're childish, you'll enjoy the show. Simple as that, really.
I love that. Andy's come in today because Andy's recently become an XFT distributor also.
Yep.
Joining the network that's really expanding. Now, Andy, just briefly, really, just tell the viewers why you have got involved in this.
Okay. Really, it's a case of I have been looking for something for many years, having been involved in something similar years ago, which worked for me, but I didn't really enjoy the product, as it were. So it worked for me, and I moved to Cornwall at the time that things were taking off, and it just seemed, I ended up stopping doing it. Since then, I've been looking for something that I could believe in, on the same sort of system, and this is it. And the reason I wanted it is because I love what I do for a living. I love being Harry Kazzam.
Yeah.
I love working with the children and doing the magic and all that kind of stuff, but it doesn't provide for mine or my family's future. If at any time anything goes wrong, health-wise or whatever, and I have to stop working, I have no provision for the future.
Backup.
There's no backup plan. And what I earn while I'm doing the Harry Kazzam bit isn't enough to provide for the future because there's too many bills and things in the meantime. So that's the main reason. I'm looking to the future. It's what am I going to do later on in life if I ever have to stop doing the Harry Kazzam, basically.
And of course, it is a legitimate business model. You know, a lot of people are now starting to get the confidence to get involved and ask us questions.
Yeah.
I think when anything is new, people are always afraid of new things.
That's right.
Let alone a new product. But obviously, network marketing has got this stigma with it. But it really is a $1 billion industry.
Yes. Yeah.
And like Eric Warray always says, he said it's not perfect, but it's definitely better.
It's better. That's it. It is better. Yeah.
And having run business myself, traditional business, and yourself as your magic, it very is much that without you it doesn't function.
That's right. Yeah.
So that's what I liked about the network marketing thing. Now your bag came through. I think it's always important that people that sign up, this is Andy's bag. This came through 4 days after
came
you ordered
on
it?
Thursday, so 3 days after. On the fourth day. If we say Monday evening to Thursday afternoon. That's what it was. So.
I'm just going to take a sneak. He said it's a mess in here, but
I just scraped everything off my table at home, straight into the bag.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where. So basically, when you become an XFT distributor, obviously we know it's a fuel additive. I'm just going to pour out one of these bottles. Oh, it's liquid gold. There it is.
It is liquid gold.
There it is. So, in this kind of starter kit, when you become a distributor, you get, your stock basically, and all the literature that you need, DVDs that you can show people and things like that. So
you even get a pen. I was amazed they even supply a pen and a notepad, so
I know
you can just go.
Yeah, that's right.
Straight away,
I mean, for a business off the shelf like that to start for the investment. Is ridiculous, really, when you consider how much it is to start up in business.
Yes. Yeah, I know. I've looked to this because I've had, over the years, I've had two businesses. Back in the 80s, I had a successful gardening business, and when I think of the start-up costs of that back then, it was loads more than what we pay for this. And even with the magic, and to be honest, people are going to be worried, thinking, I'm not sure about this, I can honestly say that there have been moments of doubt in the last week or so with myself, because you think, I've made an investment, and then I immediately think, but that investment is nothing compared to what I invested when I started out doing magic. It's a much bigger risk in a traditional business, what I've invested to go into this business it's peanuts.
And let's talk about the product, for example. Obviously, we're not selling, not that we're dissing any other network marketing opportunity here,
Definitely
but
not.
we're certainly not selling weight loss products. We're not selling skincare products, forever, living products. That's actually a brand. I've got to be careful what I'm saying, but that you're going to live forever products, which all serve a purpose. But we're talking about a fuel additive.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
Everyone who drives.
It's a fuel additive. I mean, the way I came into this, I approached Shane. It wasn't the other way around. And the reason was because I had seen people talking about this product. They were putting it in their fuel tanks. They were saving money, and those savings were obvious to them straight away. So they're raving about them. Now, I very quickly realised that it was a network marketing scheme, so I did some research on the internet, found out a little bit about it, and then approached Shane and said, I want to know more.
Yeah.
Shane did not approach me in any way. It was just the odd message that I'd seen on Facebook, not even aimed at me. So that's the great thing. And you mentioned about other network marketing schemes, and I'd said that I was actually looking for something. I was looking for a networks marketing scheme, but not the same as the others.
Sure.
That was the thing. I don't want to diss any of them because I know that some of them are really, really good, but it's just not something that I could see myself doing. As an example, my sister is very successful in another networking scheme, and it's to do with makeup, and of course I have no interest in makeup, no matter what people think. I have no interest in that at all. So and I've seen her not only going from strength to strength within the business and building up, but her confidence and everything is just going through the roof. It's amazing business to be involved in. So.
Would you also say, I mean, for those people watching this, if they've got this far into the video, they're obviously interested, they want to know more. But would you say this business that we've entered into is more so about the education that you can achieve good income, time freedom, more so than just the product? Yeah,
not only that, but there's all the motivational stuff and like that. It's a great way to live life, because this is something that I already promote with what I do. We have a page. My wife and I, Louise, have a page on Facebook called Kazzamness, which is something we started about a year or two ago. I can't remember when we started it, but the whole idea of Kazzamness is to promote a feeling of excitement, well-being, that kind of thing, because we have both, unfortunately in our lives, suffered a lot of tragedy, and we helped each other through it, which is how we got to know each other. And part of that was, I remember saying to Louise, something that I do on a daily basis back then, was when I got up in the morning, I would do something simple. I would just go to a mirror and I would force myself to smile into that mirror. And eventually the smile becomes real, and it helps. And that's something that somewhere in the distant past I learned. I have no idea where from, but it was from some of the motivational material, the books, whatever that you will learn about. I'm not going to say you will get from this business, because it's entirely up to you. These techniques are in there just to feel good. People say to me, how can you feel so good? There's so much rubbish in the world. Yes, there's so much rubbish, but look for the good stuff.
That's right.
And there's more of it.
Absolutely. Well, see, this is another subject you can go on forever with, actually. But I think the important thing is, for anyone considering joining XFT at the moment, is that it's all about the support. So even when you join, you think, well, I can't imagine myself doing this, but I get the idea that people want to save money on fuel, and there could be a lot of customers out there. I think the important thing is that your upline, people that introduce you, are always there. I mean, I speak to people that introduce me. I'm there talking to people I've introduced and I'm working with and keeping contact with. Is there anything I can do?
That's it. I mean, even people that you don't know. I mean, on the evening that I signed up for this, Shane was with me. and we spoke to somebody in America called Scott on Skype, and it was just like such a friendly atmosphere then. And you know, there's been odd messages on Facebook and stuff since, and Scott has come in and said things. I've never met the guy, but it's like I'm getting to know him already, you know. And it's the same with all the other people that I've met in the business. It's just like this fantastic team effort. To and something I read, it really exciting, I think it was yesterday, was that somebody jumped in on one of the conversations who was obviously somebody from London, I assume, and he said, let's get what's going on in Cornwall happening here.
Yeah.
And it was like, yes.
Well, there is a massive buzz at the minute here.
It's brilliant.
You know, in Cornwall, we've got Christian down in Camborne, yourself in Bodmin, myself here in Snowstorm. It is, and it's real. And I think for those watching that are really watching this and are very interested in what's going on, you've just got to decide.
Yeah,
you just got to decide to ask for more information. Don't worry, we're not going to hard sell you anything.
I don't feel the need to sell anything.
No.
It's a case of the product is so good that even if you have no interest in the business side of things. Try it in your car to save money, because out there doesn't want to save money. However, I know from experience that some people are not interested in saving money, or they think they're not. But just try it. That's all I'm saying. Try it. It is a fantastic product. I have absolutely no doubt about that at all.
One of the leaders in Syntec Global XFT is a lady called Natalie Lewis, and she's in the training side of the website. And I saw her in a video recently say that if I could tell you a place where you could go to a cash machine and put £4 in and get £10 back, would you go to that cash machine?
Yeah.
I was like, well, of course you would.
Yeah.
And I think that's exactly what the principle is of XFT. If you don't put it in your tank, you're losing money.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. I mean, based on the figures, because obviously I've only just come into it, so I'm still doing the testing.
Yeah.
I will let everyone know what the figures are when I've got them. But based on the figures that that everyone else is getting, I am looking at saving £25 every time I fill up Harry Kazzam's van.
Yeah.
Every time I do the van, it costs me £100 plus. And within 3 tankfuls, I should be getting another £25 worth of fuel.
That's about right, because we drive similar vans, so I'm about £20 different per fill up.
So, you know, I in the summer months when I'm at my busiest, I can fill my van up 3 times a week. So I'm looking at a saving of £75 a week.
It's a no-brainer.
It is a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer. Let's address some of the issues. I had this come in this morning on a private message on Facebook, so I may as well bring this up now while I'm talking to you, Harry. And that is the fact, people saying, we're afraid it's going to damage the engine.
Yes.
The amount of time I hear this. And it's fine, because, again, I had the same thoughts.
Yep.
You know, when I was looking around it, and all I can say, and hopefully Harry will back me up on this. I keep calling you Harry, and it should be
fine.
Andy. It's one of those,
Harry.
you know,
it's fine.
2 personalities. Is that obviously documentation is available. The company has a UK insurance policy, millions of pounds worth of insurance. They've never had a claim in the 20 years that this product's been available, and they're pretty confident that they won't. But if for unforeseen circumstances there was a problem, then they're obviously fully insured. So rest assured that obviously I wouldn't be putting it in my tank. I can't afford for the van to blow up at the moment.
That's it.
Even though that I'm starting to receive an income from Syntec, that's the other important thing. They do pay out. So, but I think that's the important thing, that you've done your research, and as far as you're aware,
I have. I've done a lot of research on it, both before I spoke to you and since I've spoken to you. You can find bad comments if you look for them. They are there, and I have no problem with telling people where to go to find them if they want. But if they're going to go looking for the bad comments, look for the good ones as well. Don't do lazy research. And once you start looking, you will find a lot more, I mean massive amounts more of positive comments than bad ones. And the other thing we've noticed that the bad ones that are out there seem to be quite historical. They're a good few years old. And when people have replied who know better or who can answer things, there is no follow-up questions or answers, or there's no further comments from the negative ones. They just go, oh, it's rubbish or whatever, and that's the last you hear of it.
And again, that depends on factors, whether anyone's used it properly,
exactly.
whether someone's had a bad experience trying to run it as a business, they didn't put in the effort. So it comes down to different variables. So
and that is an important point. If you are going to get involved, then it is not a get rich quick scheme. There is no way that will happen. It's not something that I'm not saying you won't make money fast, because some people will and can, and I've seen it happen with other businesses. So, but it's not something that's going to pay you for just sitting down and expecting something to happen. It won't happen on its own. You've got to put a lot of effort in. I say a lot of effort. The way I see it is a lot of effort at the beginning, and then it levels out and becomes nice and part-time and easy.
That's right. I think the way to explain it, obviously I'm running my business, you're still doing yours, and a lot of other people are doing the same. So obviously I can't do this full-time, but I'm doing it maybe an hour a day, that's about it. And I think the important thing is that what I've come to understand in doing research about network marketing and finding Eric Warray, and I find his stuff absolutely fantastic, is that in his recent webinar about how to recruit 20 people in 30 days, he talks about people that plod in this business. And they'll turn up and go, well, if I recruit one person a month, that's over 12 months, that's 12 people, then I'm going to get rich. No, you're not. Because what happens by effect on that is you're recruiting one, so you're not having a big growth. So not everyone's getting excited. So that's what is important. So he explains it is like an airplane taking off. An airplane doesn't take off at 25% throttle. It goes 100%, gives it everything it's got, takes up, levels out, and then cruises.
Then eases off, that's it.
So in effect, a great way for this business, and I've done it and I can prove that it works, is that if you put in the energies for maybe 30 days and try and recruit and talk to as many people as possible and give them the opportunity, they can only say no. And if you get 20 people in 30 days, you'll see rapid growth, because then more and more people are talking about it. If I just done one, we wouldn't be doing this now.
No, exactly.
So,
And there is a good point about that people can only say no. If you really want to move fast, look for those people who say no.
Absolutely.
Move them to one side and the yeses will come. I know this from years ago from doing door-to-door sales, that when people say no, you just move on to the next one. It's no good trying to convince them, because they're not going to listen, and you're just wasting your time.
And another tip I've picked up, this has become a tip show as well, but another tip I think I'd like to share is the people in network marketing who sort the quickest are the ones who make the most money. And by that means, if, for example, I was a waiter, this is an example I saw, and there's a room full of people here now, and I said to them, I said, would you like coffee? And they go, yes, please. Coffee? Yes, please. I come to you with coffee. You went, no, thanks, Shane. And I said, well, why not? What's wrong with you? This coffee's brilliant.
No, I don't want any coffee. No.
Well, what's wrong with you? Your tea's rubbish. This coffee's the best coffee in the world.
No, tea's better.
No, you see, now I'm spending all my time talking to you, trying to convince you that next door to you, maybe a couple more, there would have been people who just said yes like that.
Yes,
So the point is, you just move on and move on. So, well, there we are. That is Catch Up with Andy, otherwise known as Harry Kazzam. Available for parties. And
available for birthday parties. I often tell people birthday parties, christenings, weddings, funerals, or anywhere you need a good laugh, really. Anything else you want to add before we go? I mean, it's been a great catch up and a chat about it. But I just want to say how brilliant it is. What day are we on today?
We're on Tuesday.
Tuesday, yeah. So it's a week last night that I signed into the business. And
first distributor already?
I have.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm already going on the business. I was already going before I got my starter pack. It is that simple to run. I've said to a couple of people that if I told you what the business was and signed you up and did nothing else, you would still be able to run this business, because all of the training you need, everything you need is available online and it's such a simple step-by-step thing to follow. If you follow the steps, it will happen. It's as simple as that. I can't say any fairer than that. It's so easy. It's so much better than what I was involved in years ago, in that sense. But we're talking over 20 years ago, so maybe that one's better now as well. But I love the way this system works, the way it's presented, the way it's all there for you. All you need is a laptop or a phone or whatever that you can get on the internet with, and you're away and running.
You're in business. Yeah.
You're in business, yeah.
Well, it's superb. Well, if you're sat there and you've got this far, you certainly are interested and want to know more. So what I would suggest is get hold of Andy. We'll make sure we put your page link on this video, and get in touch and arrange to have a coffee. And if you're not around locally, obviously get on Skype. You know, the technology's there. We don't even have to, meet in real person really.
No,
but because we're close, it's worth doing.
It doesn't matter where you are geographically. I mean, for Harry Kazzam, for my magic business, I cover all the Cornwall and Devon, so anywhere within that region is not a problem at all. And beyond that, as you say, there's Skype and things like that, or the telephone even. It doesn't matter.
Remember that?
Yeah,
the telephone. Crazy, absolutely crazy.
It's not a problem. I'm already speaking to people in various parts of the country, and not a problem at all. So, yeah. Excellent.
Well, Harry, wish you all the best with it.
Yes.
Thanks for coming down. And next time we catch up, hopefully we can have a bit of magic.
Yes, I shall have to do some magic for you next time. Brilliant. Thank you, Shane.